continues through the in-person voting in August. In Dayton, Mike Campbell, News Center South.
And there is another group asking for its signatures to be reviewed and place their issue on the statewide ballot in November. The Coalition to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol turned in 220,000 signatures to the Secretary of State at yesterday's deadline. This group has a lower threshold, needing only 124,000 valid signatures to be on the ballot, since it's not trying to change the state constitution. If it makes the November ballot, the issue would allow voters to decide if they want marijuana legalized for adult use. Today is day one of Country Concert in Fort Laramie. The 3-day concert is one of the largest annual events in our area, and tonight's final act was Tim McGraw. Local spots like Bolly's are expecting many customers. Not only will servers most likely see more tips, but the owner tells us his revenue is going to spike.
Our business probably goes up 20 to 30%. Some of the younger people sleep in a little bit, then they want to come and shower and then get some food in their belly before they head back out.
Bolly's expects that to happen tomorrow and even into Sunday when the concert is officially over. Butler County Sheriff is going on the defense after being attacked for what he's serving some inmates. Sheriff Jones calls it a warden burger, and it's the only thing inmates can eat during their stay in isolation, which can last up to 10 days. According to the recipe, the burger is made with ground turkey, tomato paste, flour, dry milk, oats, beans, vegetables, and a pinch of salt. The sheriff is responding to criticism on social media.
So you have zero complaints about the warden burger?
Me personally, no. I would eat this. Hell, I'm eating it now. This is jail. You don't get to choose. Your mommy and your dad and your Aunt Lily doesn't get to make your meals. I'm your aunt. I'm your grandpa. I'm the one that gets your meal prepared and make sure it gets done.
The sheriff tells us he's been serving the burger to inmates in isolation for all 3 meals for the last several years. He said inmates are in isolation for things like fighting, and the burger is an added punishment. Sheriff Jones says a dietitian approved the burger.
And now, your Storm Center 7 forecast with meteorologist Robert Gauthreaux III.
11:18, looking at the radar, not as much stuff out there. No. And you were going to take us live outside, but at least we're not seeing or hearing the thunder like we were when we came in earlier.
No, we're going to trend dry heading into tomorrow, so it's good news if you have Friday night plans. Here's a look in Greenville, and we're looking at some dry roads. And we did have some little boomers across the region today. Had some thunderstorms. Even early this morning, a little line moved through. But if you didn't see rain, don't worry. There are some opportunities this weekend. It's not going to be a washout either day, but we will see the chance for some thunderstorms. 75 degrees, the temperature right now in Dayton. Looking at some partly cloudy skies. Those winds have shifted as well. The reason that's kind of important is because that will help bring in some cooler and less humid air, because it certainly was pretty muggy today. It felt like the 90s across much of the region, but that northwesterly wind will bring in some of that nicer air up from Canada and Michigan and those areas. You can see still across the state of Ohio, not as rainy as it was, but this 6-hour loop shows still a few thunderstorms just north of Columbus. I would say close to Waldo maybe, or even heading into Mansfield. Oh yeah, look, there's Mansfield right there. And even had a flash of lightning there not too long ago, but for the most part, the state of Ohio is pretty quiet now. And you can see we're looking at some generally clear skies. Might be some partly cloudy skies at times. There's some thicker cloud cover coming in from Illinois and Indiana, but overall a pretty quiet night. Should be a little bit cooler tonight as well. I mean, I used that about 5 degrees cooler maybe than early this morning. We've been in the 70s, the low 70s the last several mornings. So the fact that we're actually going to be in the mid-60s should feel a little bit more relief. Now, as far as rainfall over the last 24 hours or so, you can see how Urbana was just a little bit below an inch. We were just below a quarter in Dayton. Notice where it's lime green. Most of the counties to the east are in lime green, indicating some higher rainfall amounts. In fact, just to the southeast of Xenia, it looks like there's a little yellow spot there. There was actually an aerial flood advisory across eastern Greene County earlier, but our eastern counties definitely saw more rainfall today than anyone else. But we did get a little bit here in Dayton, and as we move into tomorrow, we are trending dry, although the drought monitor, which was issued this morning, looks a lot better. In fact, very few places are actually in drought anymore. Our southern counties, they're still dry. They're in stage 1 drought. Dayton and Montgomery counties still abnormally dry. That's technically not drought, but we are looking at some really some good improvements. Temperatures right now in the 70s, and as we move into Tomorrow, we're looking at some dry conditions. And then Saturday, that's when we're expecting the chance for some showers and thunderstorms to move through. So keep that in mind. Temperatures will struggle to reach the 80s. And some days we'll have rain, but it looks like we trend a little drier Monday and Tuesday.
Thank you, Robert. People all over the country injured by their oven, the reason some glass doors have shattered, and what the companies are doing about it.